Hey guys, welcome back. Been a very long time since I've done a video. I think last year was the last one I did. So I just surpassed 500 subscribers to my channel, which I never really created this channel to get loads of subscribers. It was more about sharing what I'm doing because I don't have anybody else around here that does motor railways, or so I thought, and I'll come back to that. So as you can see, I've been painting things, painted to the top deck, cutting the foam. Yeah, what else has been happening? I haven't had a chance to repair that yet. I've absolutely fried the decoder on that, completely my fault. I had a moment of brain fade and cooked it, so I got to buy a new one. But my G-scale stuff is still running great. I've had run it a few times since I've been home. This section here completely warped, and so I had to make a whole new one, and that took me half a day to do that. Wasn't very happy about it, but hey, these things happen. So, but anyway, I've got nice, you see here, it's actually much thicker wood, and it'll last really well. So I'm happy with that. What else has been happening? Not train related, but I've been working on various yachts all over the place. I've been spending a lot of time in the Caribbean, and the last boat I had a temporary contract. They offered me a full-time contract, so I'm going back to doing full rotation, which is 2 months on, 2 months off, which is really great. I'm really pleased about that. And it allows me to buy more trains, which is always a good thing. What else? My old motorhome, many years ago, not train related, many years ago, I bought an old motorhome in the UK, and it was left-hand drive, same as Europe and the United States, and it was fully European compliant, but because of Brexit, the paperwork, getting it changed over to Spanish plates on my name it's been a nightmare. I do not recommend you ever do that. If you live in Spain and you want a motorhome, just buy it in Spain with the registration already on. It's been epic. It's literally taken 2 years and cost a lot of money, but I'm there in the end. So and just as I got home 2 months ago, I got the plates, and so we went off and had a journey. Took a trip to Portugal. I was there for a week in Tavira, which was really nice. And then after that, we came home. I was here for a couple of days and then went off to Cordoba. And one of the things I've been doing is I wanted to finish up some little jobs because it was taking so long to get the thing registered. I didn't want to spend any more time, effort or money on my motorhome until I got it registered. Well, I did get it registered, and then it was a mad panic to finish stuff to go away in it. So one of the things I did was I put a Starlink on it. I'm not going to show you the video, but it's amazing. Starlink is just fantastic. If you need internet connection whilst you're out and about, Starlink is just phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. I've installed it on about 4 or 5 yachts now, and the maritime version is just the best thing ever. It blows away the competition by miles. But anyway, and I bought the cheap one for my motorhome, and it's fantastic. Best thing I ever did. Right, so next piece of news. I'll just stream through this. So there's been a change. You can probably see, if I just show you here, some rather strange looking OO scale or OO gauge stuff on the top here, and track. And the story behind that is, obviously I never planned to have OO scale, but a friend of mine, stroke neighbor, who lives just about 5 minutes around the corner, he built a bar down in his basement, and he put an OO scale train running around underneath the bar under the glass. And he's getting really old now, and he doesn't really want it anymore. Like his kids are like my age, so they're not interested in it. And so he said, "Do you want a bunch of OO scale stuff?" I got a phone call actually whilst I was away, so I just said, "Yeah, but I can't have it until I get home." So anyway, I went around his house and helped him dismantle his layout, and I got tons and tons of Hornby, and even old Airfix. Look at that, old Airfix locomotive. No idea how good this stuff works or if it runs. The track is a basket case. I mean, I'll just show you a piece. Look at the state of that, right? It's just an absolute basket case. I've probably given myself a ton of work. I've cleaned as much of it as I can and then scraped it off. And what I'm gonna have to do is, it's in such a bad state so they don't get any dead shorts. I'm gonna have to solder it together. So, the other thing, this guy's been into trains for years. So he's got stuff, some of this track is made in the UK back in the 70s. Some of this track was made in, I think, UK and Austria in the 80s and the 90s. And then the last few pieces he bought, some of the nicer stuff like that, is made in China. So between the age of it and ripping up the layout and taking everything out, I did a lot of damage, and so I've actually created myself a huge task. But I'm most of the way through it. That track, although it looks like hell, is actually not too bad. I just need to solder it all together. Well, that straight section down there, I soldered it. And there's a couple of pieces I can't get to solder together because I'm pretty sure it's sold that the fish plates are brass or something crazy, and they're just not welding. But any of the nickel silver stuff is fine. It welds up just fine. So to keep it simple, this is just going to be a glorified loop that goes around, as you can see there. And I'll use scenery breaks to break it up because it's just like I say, it's just a glorified loop. Still doing the end scale, so I'm going to put a double main line there, and I've just started the bridge. Now I'll come around here. This will be a little yard. Not a lot different to what it was going to be. Down there in that long straight section, I'll make that a big station like I was always going to do. I'll just have to use really low relief buildings, and then I'll put the low relief buildings in front of this track, and so you won't. I mean, there'll be major sections where you won't see the OO scale or the OO gauge trains running around. So, but it's pretty crazy. I mean, I've never really been into British trains. You know, I grew up in the States, so for me, it's all about American trains, and I specifically like the 1950 style. And of course, I fell in love with this G scale stuff when I was in Germany, which is kind of crazy, but I just love it. It's great stuff. So yeah, so I must want my head examined. I'm now going to have 3 scales. So I'm going to have O, N, and G. So, but I got loads of stuff off of him. You know, it was really, really nice of the guy to just basically hand it over to me. You know, I offered to buy it, and he just said, it's not worth anything, just you can have it. So I even got some old trees, look. Trees, and this bag is some scenery bits and pieces, and even like old Hornby point motors, bits of station. I even retrieved a lot of the wire, loads of transformers. I have no idea how well it's going to work. Like I say, I may have opened up a can of worms. This is a Flying Scotsman, and I don't think... I'll be amazed if it runs out of the box. I mean, I've already got to repair that. That's broken. I need to fix that. But you can see the size difference, eh? It's pretty spectacular. And of course, I made a mount. I just did that. I just finished that today, that mountain. And it's not a great job of it, but I just layered up bits of foam, but it gives it some depth. I think it'll be all right. By the time I paint it up and, you know, put the grass on it and put the scenery and, you know, maybe make a waterfall somewhere, I think it'll be okay. So that's it. Apart from that, and of course the rest of my garage is World War III. That blue foam stuff is really messy. It's phenomenally messy, actually. Good thing I got a shop vac. Anyway, that's it for me. Like I say, it's been a very long time since I did a video. But thanks very much for sticking in there. When I'm away, I watch all your videos as much as I can. Yeah, that's it. When I go back to the boat next week, we're in refit, which means we're in a shipyard in Savannah, Georgia. So if anybody out there knows of some great model train shops or hobby shops in Savannah, Georgia, I'm all ears. Because there's a few things I'd like to buy whilst I'm in the USA. I doubt I'll be buying locomotives and rolling stock. I've got so much of that. I mean, none of my end scale stuff is out, but it's all literally... It's all in these drawers, it's in those drawers, and those drawers. It's just everywhere, so. But it's good, I'm really tired of doing all the heavy work. I'm finished now, I think. So I just got that. Oh yeah, one other thing. Sorry for the shaky camera, I'm just holding my phone. This is just gonna be like a scenery bridge. It's not gonna be an actual bridge. It's just to get the train across. And then I'll put like a little clear acetate or, you know, a Lexan or something, like a little barrier so the trains can't fall off. And then this section here, for the 00 scale, Hornby make an old Victorian bridge, which is, it's okay, but it's 1.3 meters long, and that door is 1 meter, so that'll get me across this. I think I'm going to do that, and it's not too expensive. So, but all this 00 stuff, I'm going to try and just not to spend any money on it. I've burnt so much money on my trains, it's crazy. So. And there's enough there to do what I need to do with the Hornby. So, like I said, the only thing I've got to buy probably is this bridge. I mean, I can make a bridge out of this foam. but I quite like a bridge there, an actual bridge on the double O. And of course, because I've got the double O up here, it's going to simplify the end scale layout on the lower deck. But yeah, it's fine. This is just a place for me to come down and chill out with trains. I'm not trying to make anything super scale. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. You take care of yourselves, enjoy the trains, and I don't know when my next update will be, but it'll be sometime soon. All the best.